my film Letters from Iran has been accepted in Los Angeles Film Festival, and I'm invited to attend. An incentive to come back to America after so many years. The first time I arrived on these shores was in the early 70s. My stepfather Assad was in town for the post-production of his film about Iran's glorious past. He was staying at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. The first image of America that really jolted me was the gun on the belt of the first policeman I saw at the airport. Assad had sent a production assistant to fetch me, and the first place she took me to was the Sunset Boulevard. Things were different then between Iran and America. Iran was still under the Shah, and Shah was in favorable terms with the Americans, especially after the CIA coup. Coming to America was easily attainable then, and there were a lot of Iranian students here, studying to go back home someday. That day was delayed for a lot of them after the 1979 revolution, as many more Iranians came to join them with the intention to stay. I myself was amongst the few who did go back. The Iran-Iraq war was still raging. Nazanin, my daughter, was 6 months old, and the main reason for my return. I wanted her to be brought up amidst the remnants of my family, in the same place I had spent my childhood.
ایشون کی الان پشتتون وایساده؟
ایشون آقای سپهسالار هست. بله. بابای مامان بزرگه.
The portrait of Sepahsalar, my grandmother's father, was brought here on the night they demolished our family mausoleum. He was the captain of Tehran and leader of the Constitutionalist Army in the 1909 revolution. He served 3 terms as Prime Minister of Iran and eventually committed suicide, disenchanted with the revolution. 7 years later, with the 1979 revolution, I went back to Iran like many other Iranian students living abroad who backed the revolution in their quest for democracy. Many of them were soon disenchanted and returned to their host countries, and again I was one of them. I had studied at the Art Institute in San Francisco, married an artist, and that's where my daughter Nazanin was born. 5 years ago, Nazanin left Iran to visit with her relatives in California and decided to stay. And that changed our life. America again came into focus for us. Nazanin lives in Arcata now, a small university town near the Northern California coast.
همه زندگیاشون از یه جایی شروع میشه و معمولاً هم یه خانواده خوب و مهربون داری. خب منم خانواده خودمو دارم که صفحه بعد میبینی. دوست دارم این دفتر عکس داشته باشه و نشون بده که چی بودم و چی شدم و چی خواهم شد. من یه دختر آمریکا زندگی میکردم، کوچیک بودم، رفتیم ایران و از تمام دختر خاله پسر خاله و بزرگ و دایی و همه چی دور شدیم. یه برادرم که 5 سال از من کوچیک‌تر است دارم و همیشه آرزوم این بوده که بیام آمریکا و درس بخونم. خلاصه بزرگ شدم، 14 سالم شد، بعدم 15 و دیگه دوستای خودم رو داشتم و پارتی میکردم و دوستام هم همه مثل خودم. درسم که دیگه اونقدر مهم نبود و خلاصه کاملا خارج از کنترل شدم. دیگه مام بابا نمیتونن کنترلم کنن. دیگه دارم سعی میکنم تو جامعه ایران خودم رو بزرگ کنم و آرزوم هنوز همونه که برم آمریکا و درس بخونم. بالاخره 4 ماه مونده به 16 سالگیم بیام آمریکا، تنها بدون مامان و بابا و برادر عزیزم. خلاصه ببینم به آرزوم میرسم یا نه.
Now it seems as though my life is comprised of a series of returns, and what's left of it will be passing in the course of a few more. So I can't be too picky about it. The journey from Tehran to California is like traveling from one side of the world to the opposite side. Just the time disorientation takes its toll on you. But this time, I'm getting off in New York.
Attention passengers, please keep your bags with you at all times.
When I got off in New York, Nazanin was not there. She had been too ill for the trip. And now I have to make this journey without her and eventually meet up with her. Making a trip here from Tehran has become quite a challenge these days, and apart from the differences between the two realities, there's also the logistics of getting there. I keep my stay at each stop limited to a few days, and I try to get in touch with my friends and acquaintances from the start, hoping for a quick response so I can get to see them.
Jasmine is not helping, Ramin is not helping. I have to do job of 3 people. That's why I'm running. Look, I'm sweating.
What am I supposed to be doing?
You're supposed to assist me.
I'm staying with Bahman in Katona, a little town 1 hour north of the city. His wife is on vacation and his son hardly home, so he's worried about his youngest, Jasmine.
So what was it you said about America? What would be America remembered for?
Oh yeah, my history teacher said that thousands of years from now, when people are studying the United States Empire, the thing that they're going to remember us for is our artificial sweeteners and our ability to make them. We have all our best scientists making artificial sweeteners.
I couldn't walk because it makes noise. One more time.
Bahman is from my generation, and for the past 32 years, he's lived in New York. Having been acquainted for a number of years, we only met last year when he paid me a visit in Tehran.
I like that my kids go and live in Iran for a while, but I'm sure they're not going to do that.
That's
They've
not
been
very
there
likely.
Once. No, because they were there once for 5 weeks and they got sick of it. Well, they were too young. That's tough for anyone who lives here to go back.
Coming back also has its toll, like being in a world between. I'm in a world between two, with one leg on each shore. And even though I've lived half of my life in the West, I'm still on the fringes.
فکر می‌کردم آمریکا دیگه it's my fantasy. It's everything's gonna be okay and everyone's nice and everyone's perfect. ولی I came here and I went to high school here and I realized that it's worse. No one's nice. No one's there for you. هیچکی مرام نداره کسی برات. No one cares. You're just on your own. Pretty much, it's a very individual society.
Bahman takes me to his local coffee shop, where he and his friends have their morning coffee.
Hi, welcome. Introduce yourself.
Thank you.
Hi. What's your name?
Azam.
Azam. Nice to meet you.
Ahmed.
Hi, Azam. How are you?
No, I'm Ellie Joby.
For people like yourself who live here, I mean, what's so great about America?
Are you talking from a macro perspective,
No,
a concept, or from
your own
nuts and bolts?
Your own individual.
I mean, I have that is what is great about America. That our infrastructure and the railroads here.
I came here almost 40 years ago. It was still the end of melting pot. Now it's a melting pot as long as you melt in your own pot. Okay, so you don't see this true integration.
America has gone so far downhill over the last 40, 50 years in so many ways just because the expectations were unrealistic even for us. But so far we still are inventing the future.
Well, which one do you think I should get? I wonder. I think I'll take this one.
Oh, you can't choose them.
Yeah. Can I have this one? Yes.
The first time I came to New York, the revolution in Iran had not taken place yet.
Oh, so I love New York back. Yes.
I'd come to study with Nicholas Ray, the great American director, whose films like Johnny Guitar and Rebel Without a Cause were my favorites as I was growing up.
Take care.
Later, Nick had fallen out of favor in Hollywood because his vision of America did not meet with their approval. When I came to New York, I hardly knew anyone and had no place to stay until I found an apartment in the Village on the corner of West 4 and West 11. Right across from me lived F.M. Esfandiari, the first Iranian author I know of who wrote in English. He'd been banned from Iran long before the revolution for his book Identity Card. What do you love about America in this period that you've been here now?
The opportunities that it gave me, the chance to experience all these different identities until I found my own and became one with who I'm comfortable with being, what I should be, like getting to actually know myself rather than just putting on an act, you know, to survive.
You can spend a lifetime looking for that promised land. I suppose that's why people are here. The problem with here is that it's gone way comic. Everything is happy and jolly and big, and it's fake because, you know, first of all, who wants to have a good time like 24 hours a day?
Here you are.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
This.
Susan Dehim is an avant-garde singer-performer and an old friend whom I try to see every time I'm in New York.
Well, you know, I've ceased to... I don't really look at places in terms of countries anymore. We're here now. This could be in Berlin. This could be in some, you know, a corner in Kashan. I don't know. For me, I think that happened when I left Iran and I just found myself here. I just said, you know what? You can't live in a past, and you can't impose some kind of a fake future as if always the future is, you know, going to be like amazing. But the one thing you can do is to just let the now really be about the now. And some of it is going to be shitty, and some of it is going to be possibly good, you know?
Yeah.
When you're a world power, your mistakes are big mistakes. When you kill by thousands, you know, because you're big. It's so, in a sense, I don't blame America. Maybe the bigness of America.
Bahman took me to see Ashurbanipal Babela, also known as Bani, an Assyrian-Iranian theater director living here in exile.
So, the American culture, colors, music, designs, the whole world wants them. And not for imperialistic reasons, but people love wearing blue jeans. I mean, in Russia, in China, wherever.
Yeah, even in Iran.
It's not that Americans are imposing it on anybody. It's that people love those things.
اوکی. بعد اینجا هم به این خونه بزرگی شما دادی جریان چیه؟ بگه هاوس لوکس پشت دوربین
خونه من
نه بره
وقتی آدم پول داره دیگه نه خونه من نیست. من خونه ندارم. پرچم من نذارم. گرچه پرچم امریکا رو من خیلی دوست دارم. منتها کاش پرچم ها نبودن. کاش مرزها وجود نمی داشت. ولی این ایدئالیسم شروور محضه.
I basically wanted to see with my own eyes what imperialism was about. I saw it and it's not as intimidating as I thought it would be. The ideology that we grew up knowing that it's something to fight. I was interested in knowing it better, and I got introduced to this liberal society that houses almost everybody and every belief.
I had met Salam on the night of my arrival, and he had invited me to one of his restaurants in Manhattan. He also has a son and a daughter who go to school here. That's another reason for him to stay in America.
Every time I say I'm Iraqi, I scare them just by saying I am Iraqi. Do you know what happens to me every time I come to the United States? I'm escorted from the door of the plane all the way to the immigration office. They have to photocopy every single paper I carry with me and ask me all sorts of questions. And they look at me. They are scared more than me. They, obviously they think I'm a terrorist.
Midtown Manhattan, with its colossus of lights and the human bustle around it, is like a shrine to the values that are shaping this civilization. The theaters, restaurants, and throngs of passerbys makes me momentarily forget the loneliness that is experienced daily in the West, where family ties have declined distinctly. Bahman is washing the last of the dishes to join me on my trip to the film festival.
Showtime will begin in 5 minutes. Please proceed to the theater.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll see you more.
You with the film fest? I have a movie that went to Cannes and it sold. The budget was $2 million. Did you know what I made? Actors speaking. Do you know what I made? Yeah, well, you know your first film. You sign everything away. It's like a baby. Are you Persian or Nashani? I'm Persian Mexican. Oh, wow. My dad goes, I go, what am I going to call myself? Dad, he goes, call yourself Irexican.
What's your name?
Sage and Corona. I wrote a hat on, just so you know I'm not some loser walking the street. No. Here's the sitcom, and look, he's going to have this on tape. It's a treatment. A treatment is what you pitch the networks. Right. But what's going to make it work is that Sage and Liz in an RV, 1974 Winnebago in the back. Ask me why. Because he bought it from the owner and he's working off the debt. But his real thing is, he's saving up money to buy the American dream. It's gonna work, folks. It's gonna work. It's a done deal. I did my homework.
I wish you luck.
Not luck. No such thing as luck. Persistent. My father taught me when he took me to swap meet. If you hold up those gold chains enough, someone will buy. This card's gotten me laid.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you pass it off to enough girls,
you look handsome enough in there, yeah.
They give you their phone numbers. Yeah. This one right here, she's from Chicago. Yeah. She's been here 1 week. Pretty. And she works for a production company. I said, can I show you around? She goes, yes.
Perfect.
So I'm going to show her around, show her the beach, show her the Hollywood sign, make lunch at home.
Yeah, the best way.
Have a little wine.
No. And who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with casual sex. There's nothing wrong with casual sex. Let's let it go.
America had certainly changed since the times I lived here, and so had I. Living in the post-revolutionary Iran, I had known a whole different reality, and coming back from it after so many years can be very disorienting. At the festival, I found myself walking through glass doors, going past red lights. I was experiencing a distinct sense of perplexity. That's when I knew that I had to make a film about it and find out why. Saeed has a photo reproduction facility in Hollywood and is going to take us to see the Hollywood sign. The Hollywood sign may not have any other function, but it continues to attract the curious.
American Dream قلاده است در واقع. قلاده که میفته گردنت در آمریکا باهاش اونجوری میکشنت. Oh, this is the dream factory they call it, right?
A lot of people in the world want to come to America and also want to see Hollywood.
It's all about dreams. And it's so funny, dreams, they sort of leave the real dreams behind.
Because the America they want to come to is that which Hollywood has shown them.
Fantasy land.
They're selling dreams, yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, I find myself amongst these pilgrims. I film my own reality, creating an alternative to the Hollywood reality. I make my own legacy, knowing that what I'm realizing is just as valid, if not more.
Bam, here we go. Yes, folks, it is I, Julian J, the God in the flesh. Take advantage, folks, because I'm real, and I'm here.
Hollywood has always been associated with film, and film for me was a window to the world that first and foremost affected the way I perceived reality from an early age. It also stimulated my imagination, providing it with the material to play with. My first encounter with the real Americans was on the silver screen. They were dressed like cowboys and spoke in bursts of gibberish, which we tried to emulate without knowing what it meant. Then came a stream of heroes and heroines who lived and loved the beautiful life on the silver screen. And they were real too, sometimes more real than our own reality. And for those of us who keep watching, Hollywood keeps furnishing its dreams like a spectacle.
Ding, 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 ding.
On the drive to my old school, I heard on the radio that another warship has been added to the American fleet in the Persian Gulf. And while the prospect of war with Iran is looming larger than ever, I can't help worry about my son. Parsia will be 16 in a few months, and he will become eligible for compulsory military service and will not be allowed to leave the country. I waited for Nazanin at the Greyhound station. She came with her roommate, Ali. Come communicate. Try to see what.
Yeah.
Where are you?
I don't know. But nice weather.
Nice weather, but you gotta go back. But when are we gonna go back?
Monday. I have to work on Tuesday.
Monday. So you got. Thank you. So you were 15, now you're 19. آها راست میگی that's a good thing. ولی اگه بذارم فیلم بگیریم. Ali is staying in the city and I'm going back to Arcata with Nazanin, where I plan to interview her about her experience in America.
Am I as tall as you? Well, yeah, there's a lot of advantages because, like, that's the other thing. In Humboldt, everyone's like, I'm not proud to be American, you know? They're like, oh, fuck this country. Valley, I notice a lot of advantages, you know, that they don't know. Like, the freedoms of even having the chance to express themselves. I, like, moved from Iran thinking that I had no freedoms, and I came here where there is all these freedoms. Valley, the mindsets are still a lot the same. Like, there's still that male versus female, there's still power versus lower class, you know? Everything that was in Iran, it's pretty much bigger here. It's a bigger picture of it.
But it's a different culture though.
Yeah, but even in Iran, they put all this scarves on top, you know, they cover you from head to toe for a woman, you know? Here, you can be naked. It's just that value, you know? They're either hiding you all the way, or they're, like, there's all this sex, and, you know, they make women into this ugly, like, sexual machine. It's just, like, two extremes.
These days, Iran is in the news often. A political crisis seems to be brewing with sinister intonations. Iran has been promoted as the #1 enemy of the West, and America seems to be leading the campaign.
My first year of high school here, I thought it was awkward to be an Iranian. I wasn't proud of being an Iranian, so I was very shy. I didn't talk to anyone really. It was the first year. I was just like, no one really got to know me at all. So I felt embarrassed when the teachers would call my name in class because it's Nazanin Manuchehri, and everyone's like, oh, Naz, like, what is that, you know? And I was trying to just like find anyone who I could connect with in some way, you know? I mean, I felt awkward if I didn't know what words meant, or like if my English was weaker, I didn't feel like that was okay. I was trying to kind of fit in with all these American kids, while what I had to realize was that I wasn't gonna fit in, and that was the whole point.
If you were in a hick town or something, you know, in a conservative.
Well, I was
right
in a Catholic school where there was only me and my friend Chris, who is the other black person, who were not white, you know, completely.
You're not white?
Well, you know, like white.
Your skin is
white. Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, you're considered.
Like, as our ethnicity being different, like we were the only two people in that whole school of white kids who lived in Petaluma all their lives, and a lot of them haven't even left the country, and it was shocking to me that a lot of them didn't even know where Iran was. You know, on the map they're like, oh, Iran. Like, I had to be like, yeah, you know, it's next to Iraq. And the only reason they know where Iraq is because they were bombing it.
America has been a dream for all those who came here, and much more. It can also be a nightmare for the poor and the underprivileged, for all those who have experienced his wrath in near and far corners of the world. When America went to war against Vietnam, I demonstrated against it. Today, the demonstration is against the war in Iraq. And having lived in a country that went through 8 years of war, I know how horrifying war can be. America supported Saddam when he attacked Iran, and over 1 million people died. And that's what I'm scared of.
And then it was just like the hardest thing to do, and I remember like turning around and looking at that glass, and like everyone was there. It was like all my friends, you, mommy, and Parsia, and it was just like the hardest detachment. Like I was like, wow, like thinking about it, like I'm saying goodbye to everything that means something to me.
برای چی می‌خواستی بیای آمریکا که اینقدر می‌خواستی بیای؟ من که نمی‌دونستم.
I don't know. اتفاقا الان که میخونم it's kind of shocking که همیشه دلم خواست بیام آمریکا، ولی ایران I didn't get to appreciate it until I left it. So I hated it until I left it. بخاطر اینکه the contrast between خونه‌ای که زندگی میکردیم و زندگی که تو خونه داشتم و اینا خیلی فرق داشت با زندگی که بیرون داشتم. And because of that, I just like tried to be something I wasn't. وقتی هیچی از مامان بابام قایم نمی‌کردم ولی بعد میرفتم تو جامعه همش دروغ میگفتم. It was just like this hate that I had towards my society, and I couldn't understand my culture at all. I didn't appreciate it. I didn't think about it. I didn't want to be part of it. You know, I tried to be as westernized as I could possibly be because that was the cool thing. But I never even thought about it until I came here, and I was like, wow, I actually come from a culture that has so much to offer rather than America really doesn't have anything. So it turns into this god for everyone. Sand niggers.
Sand niggers.
I actually got called that once. But when you look at those people, like that racism is just ignorance. And you just kind of look at them and you're like, well, you don't know. You're actually the fool here.
But it's inherent in the society in a way.
Yeah,
That's
because the media doesn't let them see everything. The media doesn't tell the truth. It just shows them one part of it. So, oh, Iran's this harsh, government. Government is just one part of it, They never show you about the beauty of the people. They never tell you anything else. And these people have no idea. Like, exactly. They don't know anything, and they think they do. I'm so small I can barely be seen. How can this great love be inside me? Look at your eyes, they are small, but they see enormous things. I like it. Doesn't become a mystery. I just got it from the store one day where I got the typewriter. Oh. Alright. You did that, huh? Love you. You that's the Ross over the bridge, and then you take your right, and you go south. Okay.
Thank you.
Love ya.
من رفتم تو آب پاچی نمی‌کنم پشتمون. مادرم صبح گل میندازه تو آب، بعد آبو میندازه پشت دادم.
چیزای ایرانی دیگه، خیلی ایرانی،
خیلی زیباست.
Regulatory agencies in America, they're supposed to be regulating the timber industry and protecting the forests, are really bought out by the big timber dollars. And so they just allow companies to just clear cut the forest left and right.
On the way back from Humboldt, I ran into Shankar, an environmental activist and political dissident.
I want people to know that the global government leaders are actually engineering these so-called terror attacks so they have an excuse to invade sovereign nations so they can pass these draconian laws which completely eviscerates our Bill of Rights and Constitution.
Última noche que pasé contigo, quisiera olvidarlo, pero no he podido. La última noche que pasé contigo, hoy quiero olvidarlo por mi bien. Porque te fuiste aquella noche, porque te fuiste sin regresar. Do you know there was this great epic in that's not my key. There was this great era in Mexican popular music in the 50s where mambo met ranchera, and this was born.
Stephen, my friend, invited me to see Hadani. Hadani is a Canadian writer who has a book on recent cultural life of Iraq and goes on speaking tours.
I sometimes feel like Americans don't have their own identity, you know.
Really?
They don't really know where to belong. Not sure what to grab onto, you know?
So
in terms of heritage and...
Yeah, so money becomes a defining factor. Materialism replaces culture, right? Which is the whole struggle. That's the jihad al-nafs of America. Jihad al-nafs Amriki.
Which is what again?
To not replace lack of identity with money, but to replace it with something organic, you know. Like Walt Whitman, or Mark Twain, or all those great Americans, or Louis Armstrong, or... I don't think America even exists anymore, you know? It just exists in someone's mind. It's like, where is America? Where is the Walt Whitman America? Where, you know, my great uncle, who's this Republican, he's a Republican who grew up in the Depression, and he was in the Navy, and he's a patriot. But, you know, I've been trying to talk to him about Iraq, and he's just, you know, well, it's hard to change when you're in your 80s, but finally I said to him, I said, you know, your America isn't the America anymore. I mean, even the Army isn't the same. The Army is not even the Army anymore. It's made up of people trying to get their green cards who are illiterate, and, you know, private mercenaries, and, you know? So American values, where are they? You know, it really is the military-industrial complex.
Folks, you got to become a member of the American Center for Law and Justice. It's a free membership. Just call our toll-free number, 1-877-MEMBER online. We're going to go back to the phones if you want to speak with us today. Michael is calling from Washington on line 2. What's important here to point out, Michael, is that the way they phrase everything at the ACLU, it's killing of civilians. They basically are already convicting our troops, our men and women serving our country, of murder. Well, as we all know, that in war there are civilian casualties. That is part of war. It's something that our troops cannot change. To combat the ACLU, call and join the American Center for Law and Justice. You can become a free member. All you gotta do is call. Dr. Richard Lane.
We need to make sure that our gas tanks are full. How about our own personal emotional tanks? We need to also be sure that we fill our minds with positive thoughts.
The America of Walt Whitman may no longer be, but still people come here to prosper and to benefit from the freedom that it's been famous for, to dwell in its opulence, partaking in the carefree atmosphere, which is unreal because it's untroubled by all that goes on in the less fortunate parts of the world. America suffers from too muchness and falls prey to the danger of being destroyed in the end by that which was meant to save it. Mojdeh lives 2 blocks from the beach. She was one of the Iranians who had come to see my film at the festival. I have family scattered across this continent, and a lot of them I'm out of touch with. But Fahim June, the remaining family matriarch, is very special to me. She lives in DC, and I used to hear her sing.
بفهم خوش پسر نیست اینم آقای بهمن آدرس پیدا کردن دوربین خراب شده
سلام یادمه که من کوچولو بودم 5-6 سال میشتم
خواهر بزرگ همه میرفتن مدرسه ناموس. گفتن فهیمه رو ببریم، ما رو برداشتن بردن گذاشتن کلاس تهیه. یه خانم باجی میومد درس قرآن یاد میداد. من صدا کرد فهیمه بلند شد گفت آیت الکرسی رو بگو. من شروع کردم صدا رو بل دادم، خوندم صدا بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم رفت همچون صداهی رفت. یک دفعه دیدم خانم باجی با تعلیمه به طرف من گفت تو که داری آواز میخونی این که نشد آواز نخون بشین. اونجا من فهمیدم که آواز اصلا چیه.
ما که بچه بودیم و شنیدیم صدای شما رو.
ما که شوروی بودیم پدرم جناب کنسول بودن اینجا، خب مرتب برنامه‌های اپرا رو دوست داشتن میرفتن. اپرایی که میدیدن صبحش ما موقع ریش تراشی و فلان ایشون ریگولتو میخون، نمیدونم کارمن چیز میشد اون حوزه میشد اون فلان میشد. اصلا یک داستانی داشته و صدای قوی و بلند که مثلا که ارثش به فتی رسیده. تو که آرتیست شدی آوازم بخون برامون.
Since my baby left me, I found a place to dwell. I just won't wait on baby, I'll cry until I'm so lonely, baby. I'm so lonely, oh I'm so lonely, I could die.
Usted, don Vicente, ahí contéstele.
What house? Over there? Just go.
I've been living here for over 20 years. This is the first time I've been here.
Wow. Who's this? Oh my God. Iran. Yeah, the enemy.
No, this.
Oh, okay, that, maybe.
And now they want to go to Iran. No bombing Iran. No. No way.
Yeah, 20 hours a day. You're sitting here until what happens? Just to make a point.
As long as I can hold out, but hopefully until the peacekeepers are on the ground in Darfur. The American dream is the world's nightmare. We're 4% of the world's population. We consume 44% of the world's resources. It's evil. I've been addicted to it most of my life. It's very hard to realize the evil that we do.
English is my third language. When you're speaking English, of course you make mistake. Man Farsi هم میگم when I speak Farsi I do make mistake. Everybody makes mistake. You have to be tolerant and let it be. میدونی؟ ولی they piss you off که چیه your English is not as good as theirs.
Who's that?
My kids.
So they don't accept you, that's why.
Exactly. I said when you have problem with my English, you're having problem with me, with who I am, what I am, with a lot of things included in that. This is it. You see it?
I don't know. Mehrnoush is one of the 8 students from Iran, annually recruited by top American universities. She has just graduated after 1 year and a promising career is awaiting her. She came accompanied by her sister, who was here for her graduation.
یه ویزای ساده که خواهرم می‌خواست بگیره بیاد میگفت نمیشه، گریه می‌کردن تو صف تن بدلشون می‌لرزید، میگفتم نمیشه که من یه نامه نوشتم توی فکت که آقا من اینم اومدم Georgetown Law School I studied national security law. دیگه شما چی می‌خواید؟ I'm from Iran. This is my family. My family is a Muslim Iranian family. Like a normal family. Like but I'm so proud of it because I come from Iran, this family. شما که از اون خانواده که از 2 سالگی معلم پیانو داشتین و میدونستین چی کار، ما اصلا نمیدونستیم رزومه چیه، نمیدونستیم سی وی چیه، نمیدونستیم جورجتاون کجای دنیاست. یه دونه هاروارد شنیدم که اونم خب حالا میخوام برم، ولی هیچ چیز دیگه از دنیا نمیدونستیم. خب اینجایی این پروگرامی که خوندم هو همین تروریست چی هست و کشورهای تروریست کدومن، حالا نمیدونم روابط آمریکا با کشورهای مثل ایران و کوبا اینا باید چجوری باشه. خیلی برنامه جالبی بود، یعنی بیشتر بچه استادا همه FBI و CIA و همیشه هم تعجب میکردم مثلا من ایرانی ام، از ایران تازه اومدم و خیلی براشون جالب بود. خودم هم خیلی خوب یاد گرفتم، یعنی واقعا خیلی برنامه خوب فشرده بود.
فکر نمی‌کنی یه طرف هست اگر اینجوری باشه یه همچه استادایی داشته باشی؟
نه خوبیش این بود که خیلی وقتا مثلا واقعا مسائل حقوقی بود، یعنی هیچ وقت سیاسی خیلی مثلا سیاسی میشد، ولی هر وقت به خاطر اینکه من ایرانی بودم سعی میکردن که مثلا همیشه صحبت میکرد خب اگر به ایران حمله کنیم چی میشه، نقشه میکشیدن اینا. همیشه مثلا از ایران شروع میکردن، بعد که میفهمیدن یه ایرانی دارن اسم کشور عوض میکردن، مثلا کشور فرضی میکردن. خیلی جالب بود مثلا برنامه.
On the way to Philadelphia, we discovered Ayub working in a gas station.
شما موندنی هستین اینجا دیگه؟
ما که
بچه داری؟
آره میرم مدرسه.
زندگی میکنی دیگه؟
در نهایت الان اینجا جو خیلی هاتی داره.
حالا فکر کنید جدیه قضیه؟
آره دیگه باید جدی باشید.
نه یعنی فکر کنید آمریکایی هم واقعا میخوان بزنن ما رو؟
نمیتونن کنن. ایران قدرت عظیمیه.
شما باور میکنید که مثلا ایران بتونه تهدیدی باشه برای آمریکا؟
تهدید نه، تهدید برای جهان. خب الان تمام جهان توی صحنه‌ایه که خیلی بده برای جهان. الان داره موقع خطکشیه، یعنی این جنگی که الان قراره بشه یا به زودی میشه یا معلوم نیست بشه باید 20 سال پیش اتفاق بیفته.
خب همین این جنگ خیلی ترسناکه.
این اتفاقش هم میفته. جهان داره ستم میکشه، یه سریشون باید بمیرن دیگه. نصف جهان باید
یعنی خب یه طرفش آخه ماییم، یعنی
در صورت دیگه هم
خب
در و خوش با هم میسوزن.
What I love about America is that it lets you be who you want to be. You can change your identity or be anonymous. I also love its public libraries and its original music. Living and working in a world of plenty has its toll. To live here and not be swallowed up by the system is a challenge. I chose to leave America some years ago. Perhaps that was my solution for not getting caught up in the system.
I had this little camera taking a few shots of Batman.
Where was it, in New York?
Yeah, just approaching Manhattan.
I'm gonna stop traffic. I want you to pull behind that bus stop. Explain to you why.
Filming bridges is totally forbidden.
In Iran or the US?
No, here, right here.
Well, that's part of the 9/11, of course, hysteria that we're all living with. You didn't tell them you were Iranian, did you?
No, luckily we didn't.
We've been here 45 years, and this was planned in 1900, and this was built in 1900, so it's over 100 years.
Ellie, come, manje.
Where can I wash my hands? Looking at the American, track record, backing up juntas and dictatorships.
Yes.
How come? That's not democracy.
They have no national identity, and you're talking about multinational industries that they create wars, they use people. There's one family, there may be 100 people from all over the world that run the world.
Yeah. Profit is the motivation.
Yeah.
It's like the interest.
Yeah, evil people. But, look, I'm going to be 80 years old in a month. And There's nothing I can do about it. I willingly went to war in World War II because I thought it was the right thing to do. I always, I never bothered anybody. I'm an artist. I never exploited anybody. I lived a clean life. What else can I say? I still feel terrible about what we're leaving our kids and our grandchildren, but it's out of our hands. We're idealists. If we think we can beat the system, we can't. I read a definition of a gentleman that I like very much. A gentleman is a man who gives back to the world more than he takes. My father was a coal miner, never had an education, never bothered anybody. He never hurt anyone, helped me through school. When my father died, he died as a gentleman. He didn't take more with him than he used when he was alive. He left more. That makes him a gentleman. People think that being a gentleman has to do with education and class, and all that is nonsense. That's not what makes a gentleman.
Where did they come from?
It looks like somebody's been chewing on it.
You know, usually when you get old, so I've heard, you regret the fact that your life is about over. But I'll tell you something, it's not so bad getting old today because I don't regret the future. I don't look forward to it, and I don't regret not being a part of it because I think it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
So maybe each generation has the same feeling as they get old about the bleakness of what's about to happen, about the next generation. I don't know. But I'll tell you one thing, life has changed so dramatically since I was young. As you get old, you can compare. And that's when it hurts. You can say, look, I remember when it was different. I remember when people were not as materialistic. I remember when, things were better.
I have the same feeling, although I belong to a different generation.
Yeah. Well, you don't.
Feeling.
Sure. I mean, surely you can't be. You're always optimistic to a degree, but you can't be too optimistic about what's happening in the world today.
Imagine a better world. John Lennon had such a dream. I talked to Nazanin before going to visit his memorial, the spot where he was gunned down. She would have wanted to read one of her poems for the occasion, she tells me.
If you saw me dancing one more time in the rain, you would know how much the cooling sensation meant to me. And if you saw me smoking my cigarette in the dead of the night, you would know that I quietly blow my worries away. If I sat on the cold stone for too long, you would give me wings to fly on. If you saw me staring at everything but you would know that as every day goes by, my eyes search for you in everything.
My immediate dilemma is what will become of my daughter. Where will my son be? And where we can make a life together. For even though I'm bicultural, I feel out of tune with this world, but still I'm a bridge between the two shores.
voters of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it.